Better Together podcast.
Welcome to the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce. We're recording today from the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab. The Better Together podcast highlights local businesses each week as the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce continues to promote an amazing business community. I am Marty Woodward from Rescued Wood Rehab, and I am joined by my co-host. The first time we've actually done this together, I've got JB Ratledge from Peak Perspective Creations. I got that right? I read it off for sure. Yeah, it was an easy way. Yeah, it was cheater on that one. So, hey, I'm super excited. And actually, my puppy dog Amber is more excited to hear more about this. She's going to listen to the podcast later. For our guest today.
Yes, our guest. Thank you, Marty. Welcome to the Better Together podcast. Today, joining us is Joyce Mistler, the owner of Pawsitively Delicious Treats, based right here in Fuquay-Varina. Well, welcome, Joyce. Would you like to tell us a little bit about Pawsitively Delicious?
Thank you for having me. So my name is Joyce. I am with Pawsitively Delicious Treats, and I started this business a couple of years ago, and it was all because of my dog that I had rescued, who was sensitive to commercial food. So moving forward, everything that we started to bake and make for them was as natural and as limited ingredients as possible. It has expanded, and we are happy to say that we are doing relatively okay. But one of the things that I love the most about it is that it's also our way of being able to give back. A lot of what I incorporate into our business is including the rescues and finding ways to be able to help them throughout the business.
Yeah. Now, you gave us, a few of the reasons why you started. Obviously, you said your pet, wasn't able to eat some of the things. That's kind of what inspired you to get started into the business. But kind of early on, run me through a few of the challenges that you faced.
Well, some of the challenges was I was new to North Carolina, so I didn't know too many people at all. So getting my name out there and having people be comfortable with me was one of the first challenges that I came through. Also, I am not a baker. So that would be the other part of the challenge. This really, really started because of my pets. It was truly 100% because of them. And I was not a baker. Because of them, I took it upon myself to start researching. I took it upon myself to become certified with pet nutrition and finding out the whys and how comes and how we can make their lives a little bit better.
Run me through a few of the unique aspects of the business.
So part of the unique, besides being making pet treats, the thing that I like to do the most and that I think helps me is that I try to tailor things to a pet specific need. So if somebody comes to me and tells me my pet is allergic to A, B, and C, I will ask them for whatever their medical records are as far as allergies, and we will try to find something that works for their pet and is specifically to their pet. So when I bake, that's also why it's in small batches. It is a lot of times tailored specifically to people and what their pets need. Having a senior also, that's also why I tend to make soft treats as opposed to harder treats, because our older dogs, by the time they get to a certain age, a lot of times they don't deal well and they don't chew the harder stuff.
Yeah, so Joyce, share with us kind of what are some of those products? I know you talked about a little bit of the service you do, the customization that you might do, but what are those products that you create for those puppies out there?
So depending on what they need, depending on what it is and what they need, I can make everything from pet treats, from cookies to specialties like cannolis for puppies. So I will make cannolis for puppies.
Puppy cannolis.
Puppy cannolis. It's panolis. Right now I'm working on trying to finalize fortune cookies too. That's going to be a fun one because I'm also incorporating that with the rescue to add a little something to it. It's a surprise still.
It's not a surprise now.
It will be because you'll see.
That's fantastic. So what makes your products, your services different than maybe some of the competitors you might have?
Some of what makes me different is, again, I tailor to specific dog needs. I bake in small batches, so it's not just one thing you're getting in one created in one manner. It is, if your dog cannot chew and needs it to be softer, I can create it to make it a softer, consistent treat for them. If there's certain ingredients that they can't have, I will make sure that those ingredients are not included in there.
So, Joyce, I know you're heavily involved with the Chamber of Commerce
Correct.
as an ambassador here, but you also are in the community centered around pets and stuff. So, tell us about some of your activities, around the Fuquay-Varina community.
So one of the things that I did is I partnered up with Alternative Waves, and we created Positively Alternative Markets. So under the markets, we bring together music, vendors, and rescue. All three under one umbrella. And each market is a different theme, but each market is a fundraiser for a different rescue. So we're now on our fourth market this year. We have markets 1 to 2 every single month. We are currently booking already April and May of next year. So it's fun. It's exciting. It's also, like I said, it gives us the opportunity to be able to give back to the rescues between the vendors and ourselves, being able to give them something back, plus helping them get their pets adopted. So that's a big thing. That actually excites us even more when we see that the their animals are getting adopted.
That's awesome. It sounds like obviously that you have a lot of growth going on. That really comes with growth. Just speaking from experience here, like comes challenges. And so I would love to know, what are some of the lessons that you have learned from the challenges or the growth that you have had? What are some of the lessons that you've learned from growing your business and starting your business? Just run me through maybe a few of those.
Always remember to try to be able to swivel, be able to turn and have to adjust, because you can plan things out perfectly, but perfect doesn't always occur the way you want it to be. So you just have to remember, swivel and adjust. And just there may be just a different way, and there may be another reason why you're being pulled in that direction, that from the one that you originally planned. Being flexible. It is extremely important, especially when you're dealing with animals. There are things that happens, and also being involved with a lot of the vendors. We're at the mercy of the weather a lot. So being flexible and being able to swivel and deal with whatever is being thrown at us is also a big challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that a similar piece of advice that you would give to young entrepreneurs, or would you maybe give them something different?
I would tell them to be prepared to swivel, because even no matter, and I think it's anybody's business, there's going to be the challenge of being able to sometimes go off from your path that you planned out for yourself. Don't give up. Don't give up, because there's not a wrong way. There's just maybe a new way. You just may have to tweak the original way you thought you wanted it to be, or the way you were doing things. Just may be a matter of just tweaking the original way you were
I love that.
working on it.
Being flexible definitely is a big one. I mean, especially for me.
And time management.
And yeah. Okay.
Time management. Yeah, that one will be.
That you use to help you manage your time.
That's something I'm still working on. So I do have a 9-to-5 also. So time management is a big, because between my 9-to-5, Positively, and now that we're bringing in the markets, trying to always remember where everything is. My calendar is my life. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist.
That is a big one. Would you say, like, if you have something on your calendar, like, stick to it and still work on it? If you dedicated time to something.
If it's on your calendar, stick to it. Yes, things happen sometimes and you have to change. But if it's on your calendar and you've made a commitment to be there, try to be present.
I love that. That's awesome. And then, you mentioned some of the upcoming markets that you guys have. Do you have any, run me through some of your future goals or upcoming projects, like, specifically, that you guys have coming?
So our upcoming goals right now are We are working on having more things added to our markets that may bring in people to come in or want to join us and attend the market. We're working on having maybe somebody come in with comedy, maybe giving us donating 30 minutes of their time towards it, so that way people will come in, donate some money towards the rescue and watch a 30-minute comedy show. We are working with small businesses around the Fuquay area to have them donate items for swag and raffle items to add into it. Well, to continue to add to the markets, because the raffles also, anything that's raised from the raffles goes back to the rescues as well. So getting people to donate and help us with that is also a big thing for us right now.
So you're out and about in the community here in Fuquay-Varina all the time. You got to have a local spot that's a favorite.
Mason jar.
Mason jar? Okay.
Mason jar.
Yeah, fantastic. And then, what's the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
Get yourself a mentor.
A mentor. Okay.
I like my mentors, and they help me stay focused. And sometimes I tend to overthink things. So there have been times that they remind me just take a step back and refocus on what you want to do, or just rethink it.
Simple.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is there one surprising fact about this business that you've got with Pawsitively Delicious?
One surprising fact, that I actually enjoy baking. I've kind of transitioned. It's become my happy place. So having the 9 to 5, because I have a 9 to 5 that's corporate, when I go into bake mode, I throw on the radio at home. I have my pups at home who are my testers, and it becomes just it almost becomes my downtime, even though I'm working. So I'm able to clock out of corporate and do something that I'm enjoying a lot more. So it is work, but it's work that I'm enjoying, not work that I'm having to do.
That's awesome. Especially, if you find something that you love, find a job you love, you'll never have to work it.
Right. So it's work, but it's not work, because you can't. Marty will tell you, I can't go wrong. You can't go wrong when you're working with pups around you or animals around you.
That is true. I think
So
Amber would agree.
Amber would.
Amber's the top dog.
Amber's the top dog would absolutely agree. And then, where can the listeners find your business?
So currently, I am online. So my website is www.positivelydelicious.treat.net.
Positively, P-A-W.
Yes, P-A-W.
P-A-W, positivelydelicioustreat.net. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for a little bit. I'm not a big in front of the camera person. So it's a transition, and that's why I'm doing a podcast.
I love that. And then, where, or I guess technically, what's the best way to ask this question? Since we are here at the Chamber and you are a member, you're also an ambassador, what has been the best part about the Fuquay Chamber?
Working with other businesses, networking with other business, collaborating with other businesses, that I cannot stress enough. So one of the things that I did is I'm also a launch alumni. I was part of the Fuquay launch the second year, and the people that I worked with from there and continue to deal with at the Chamber and everything that come together to collaborate has been amazing. That, to me, there is no business that I can't collaborate with.
That's awesome. You know what we say, better together.
Better together.
That's right. Well, Joyce, thank you so much for being on the Better Together podcast today. Again, listeners, this was Joyce Mistler, the owner of Pawsitively Delicious Treats. She's the owner of that business right here in Fuquay-Varina.
And Joyce, thank you. And thank you to our listeners. Join us each week on the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce as we highlight another great local business. From the Dashmore Conference Room and Studios, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab, I am Marty.
And I'm JB.
And we are Better Together.
Thank you for having me.
We're better together. It's a weekly podcast We're better together. You should know that there's more in the dash. We're better together. Fuquay-Varina, Chamber of Commerce. We're better together podcast.